Okay, hello everyone. My name is Cynthia Akita, and I am the business and brand strategist and web designer here at GD Web Design and Consulting. So I'm creating this video here to show you guys how to use the templates or the social media pack that we sell on our website. So once you make that purchase, you will receive an email with a link that will lead you to a page that looks something like this over here. So, what I advise you guys to do is to have a little notebook open or some type of Word document on the side, like I have here, that has your brand fonts and your brand colors or whatever else you may need in order to personalize your templates. So, let's get started. We're going to click Edit Design. And if you do not have a Canva account, it will prompt you to do that. So here we go. So we're gonna wait for that to load up a bit, but as you were waiting, it's good to just go over the email that I sent. You are reminded, as you can see here on the first page, that before you begin, it is so important and imperative for you to make a copy of this document. So what you see here is the master, and what you want to have is your very own copy. If you start making changes right away, that will affect the master, and then people will get to see what you've done, and it'll also be changed because as other people buy the template, they're also going to start making changes as well. So the very, very first thing that you want to do is to go to File and then make a copy, and you'll see that instruction right here. So we're going to File and we're going to make a copy. So it happens instantly. It makes that copy for you. And so as you can see at the top here, it says copy of dot social media pack. So this right here is the one that you're going to change up, whereas the last tab, this is the original. So for you, you can X out the original, but I'm going to keep it here because I want to show you some side-by-side changes once we start making changes to these social media templates. So let's get started. If you're not familiar with Canva, they have a load of tutorials for you. It's very easy to use, very simple. As you can see here, my brand fonts are Prada, Moontime, and Montserrat Extra Light. So what we see here does not match that. So what I'm just going to do off the bat is change the font. So nice little tool over here. I can just search which font I'm looking for and it will pop up for me. So there we go, Moontime. I don't really like how this is looking, so I'm just going to change the sizing a bit and then change the orientation or the alignment and make sure it's on the left side. And then what you can either do to change the font is go here and make it larger, smaller, or you can just drag like I'm doing right now. So this is what I'm going to do here. Isn't that amazing? So easy, so simple. You can also add your website right here. In order to change the shapes and the color of the shape, as you can see, kind of have to click on them individually, although it is a group. So what you want to do is click on the shape and simply change the color. So what you can do here, as you can see on the right-hand side of my screen, I have a mint color that I want to use. So what I'm going to do is copy that color and paste it here and hit enter. So as you can see, it shows up right here. And as we go through, you'll see these colors disappear as we customize. But take a look at the original page. It has 4 circles and they're all the original pink color, but I want them to be a mint color. What you can do is go down to this handy tool down here where it says change all. Now, keep in mind that when you click on change all, it will change every shape that is the pink color to that light mint color. And that's what I want to do because I want to make this process a lot faster and a lot simpler for myself. So I'm going to go ahead and click change all. There we go. It changes it here. But when we scroll down, anywhere else that was that light shade of pink would have also changed as well. So if you did that by mistake, you can always hit the undo button that is right here. Now let's move on to the next. Actually, before we move on to the next, let's take a quick look at the original. So the original looked like this, but with my very small change, it now looks like this, and it's personalized to my faux brand because, as you already know, the web design company is my brand. Now, moving further along, we have more shapes, we have more text. This text right here is not one that goes with my faux brand, so I'm going to search Prada, which is what I would like to use. And there we go, very simple. I'm gonna change this font down here to Montserrat. And honestly, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, so don't ding me for it, but that's how I've been pronouncing it for a very long time. So here we go. We're gonna change the color of these. I'm going to change it to, let me see, that dark sage color. There we go. And because, as you can see, this is on a very low transparency. So you may not see the full color. If I decided to make it higher, you'll see that it's the full sage color. But because I did not want that, I believe it was on 14 when I started, that's what it looks like for right now. So I'm not gonna change too much of this. I've changed the font, I've changed some of the color. I'm gonna keep it this way because I like the simplicity of it. But there we go. All you would have to do is add in your text and add in your website, or even if you wanted to, you could literally switch these around, move the website up and move the body text down. So you see, it doesn't necessarily have to stay the way that it is as you purchase it. You could switch it around, make it to your liking because it's for your brand. You're supposed to customize these. So let's look back. This is what we have right now. And this is what it looked like originally. See that? 1 and 2. 2 completely different templates. Isn't that great? So let's go back again. Now you see here, I have a number of dots. Now, if you want to be really articulate and really fancy, you could literally click on each dot, and I'll show you. You could literally click on each dot and change the color. But I don't want to do that. So I'm going to undo those 2 things there. And I'm going to change it all to this dull pink color that I have. So let me click on it. So when you see the entire area highlighted versus just this one circle here, then you know that you're changing the color of the entire group. Sorry, I keep messing that up. So yeah, try to find a neutral spot so that it doesn't just highlight one of the circles. So because you can see the entire area that is highlighted right now, I'm going to click on this box here to change the color and add a new color. I'm going to insert my color. As you can see, the dull pink right there. Beautiful. Now I'm going to change the font. Once again, my font is Prada. And then I have Montserrat Extra Light. I like to make it a little bit bold. I love how thin that is. And then I'm gonna do the same to this area right here. And there you go. Now, if I wanted to change just a few dots, change the colors of a few dots and make that a light pink, I would just copy my hex code here and then click on that individual circle there. I'm gonna add in my new color. There we go. Do that again. As you can see, the color is saved because it's actually on the document. So I'm just gonna click on it here and there, click on just random circles and change the color. Maybe I wanna add some of the sage in there. So I'm gonna continue clicking, but this would only be done if you wanted to have a select few that were a different color. If you just wanted all to be one color, then in this case, instead of undoing it all, you would just select the entire box as I did before, try that again, and then change it to one color. But as you can see, because I have multiple colors, it shows each color that is present in this area. So because I like it this way, I'm gonna leave it like that, and then I'm gonna show you a side-by-side. Well, I guess not a side-by-side, but a back and forth. So this is the original that we saw, and this is the one that we customized. So as you can see, it's not the same. It's a little bit, maybe you can say spunky to an extent, a dull spunk. So it has my fonts and then my brand colors right here. And when I'm ready, I can go in and put in the text or the copywriting that fits what my audience is looking for. Let's do another one. Now, I'm not sure if you quite remember, but on the very first page, or I guess technically the second page, we changed this circle color to the mint that is in my faux brand colors. And remember, we checked off a box. It probably won't show up, but there was a box down here that we checked off that allowed us to change all the colors of everything that was a light pink color. So when you scroll down, you can see that, that this template right here has already changed its font. And if you remember again, I believe on the second or third template, we also changed all of the colors to the sage. So as you can see, this is just a reflection of what we did beforehand. So now I don't really have to change any of these colors because they're already in my brand. All I have to do is change the font. So I'm gonna do that, change it again. And as you can see, because the font sizes vary, I have to make this a little bit wider to make sure it fits in the space and it looks nice. So I'm just going to drag this along, make it wider, and then I'm going to center it. So you see, when you get that purple line in the middle, it tells you that your text is centered. This is in the vertical sense and the horizontal. You just bring it all up here. And as you can see, this is the center of the complete page. But if I just want it to be centered this way, this purple line is the only one I need to worry about. Now I'm gonna change this font as well. Isn't that beautiful? So simple, so easy, saves so much time, and you just have to worry about what you're giving your audience. Only have to worry about changing the text and then posting it. So these templates are amazing to use. I'm gonna show you the original and then we'll come back to this. So you see, this is the original right here. And this is what we changed it to. Now, if you ever wanted to change the background color, say you don't like this white color, and let's see, maybe you wanted it to be, let's do the light pink color that I have. It's already selected, so I'm gonna copy it. Or technically, I don't really have to copy it because I see it right here in this area. So if I want it to be that light pink color, I would just select it right here. So as you can see, maybe that wasn't the best choice because my light green kind of fades away down here. And as you can see, this is at 100%, so you can fully see it's not something that needs to be made darker. So maybe I would change it to the darker sage. I can do that just so that you can see it better. This isn't necessarily my taste, but I'm just showing you that it is possible to continuously change the template. So I'm sure you remember the first one that we did, or I could just go back. So let's undo. So this is the original. What I'm gonna do right now is make a copy of this original page and hit copy page. And then I'm gonna make those changes that I showed you just a few seconds ago. So we're gonna change this to pink, or the light pink. And then I'm gonna change this to the sage color. Maybe I'll change the square box or the rectangular box to the darker pink, or I call it the dull pink in this case. And we'll leave it at that. So yes, the original calls for a white background and slight changes in the color here, but that doesn't mean that you have to stick to that exact thing. You can just create something brand new for yourself. And in this case, we changed the background color, and then we also changed the color of the circles as well. Now, I do want to show you, in this case, when we changed the background color, we did click on it here, but it's not going to be that simple every single time you want to change the background color. So for example, some of the templates have a photo box or a photo grid over the background. In those cases, if you ever have to change the background color, you see the side panel on the left here, you would just click on background and click on whatever color you would want, or enter a new color if you choose to. Let me just show you. And you'd be able to change the background color that way. And these are in cases where you're not able to physically click on the background. So as you can see, this is another color as well. If this was a part of my brand, which I could kind of fit it in because it is a pink color, I would just change the circles to white, change the line to white as well. I think I changed the font to white. Let's see what that looks like. Yep, I think I like that better. Change that to white, and then here, let's see, what would I want to change that to? No, I think I'll change that to white as well. And then because white on white doesn't work with text, I'm going to change the text color by clicking this A over here, and you can see it has a gradient down below. That's to change your text color. I'm going to change that to black, just so that we can see it. Now, if you want to get really fancy, you could play around with the spacing. Letter spacing already is at 154. You could increase that or decrease that as you please. 154. But that is up to you. So there are a lot of options here to help personalize your templates. You're not stuck with the very thing that you purchased from me. You can make it your own, make it as beautiful, as bright, as shiny as you possibly can. Now, we're still talking about background, so I'm going to show you something else. Here we have different backgrounds that you can use. It's going to show you the free ones because I am using a free account right now. If you ever wanted to go from a plain background to one that has more texture, you would simply drag that over. And in this case, because it's, ooh, let's undo that. There we go. So you just click on it. In some cases, you do have to drag it over. I will show you one of those. So this actually looks really cool. Forget about my brand colors for now. I'm just showing you a couple of things. So this looks really cool to me. I would like that. If you feel with my brand, I would totally go ahead with this, but let me make a copy and show you what it would be like if you needed to replace the background with a photo. Now, as you can see, once again, on your left-hand side, you have a number of options. If you wanted to upload your own photo, you could do that and drag it over. If you have folders, that is a pro feature, but if you had folders, you could pick a photo from there. But they do have a photos tab here, and they have millions of stock photos that you can use. Some are paid, some are pro, some are free. Let's see. Let me look up hair. Okay, this is a free photo. So what I'm gonna do is take it and drag it on top of the background. Now, based on that, I can do crazy effects to the photos. You can do something like a duotone, slice screen, pixelate, all that stuff. Let's play around with it and see. Ooh. Maybe I can try to remember my brand colors this time. So I do have some shades of pink. Let me see if I like that. Now, I can intensify it or reduce it. I can make those changes myself, but just so that it has a little hint of pink, I'm just going to reduce the intensity a bit. And as you can see, my text is not very visible over this photo. So what I'm gonna do is align it differently. I'm gonna align it to the left, and then I'm going to move the text over as I did just now, move the header upwards, change the alignment of the body text as well, and then move that to the left as well. Now, as you can see, I still have some words that are over the body of the photo. So I'm going to move that over and then drag it down so that it looks more presentable. Now, this is what you have. So let's recap just a little bit. This is what the original template looked like that I created for you. This is originally what we changed it to. As you can see, we had the light mint and then the sage color. And then this is done with a plain background. So as I mentioned, if you wanted to change this background to another color, you could click that color by doing this, or you could go here to background and click a color over here as well. Now, we decided to use one of the background textures provided here instead of a solid color. So that's what we did here. And we have this kaleidoscopish looking background, which is absolutely gorgeous and cool. And then from there, we decided maybe we don't want a texture background. We want a photo background. So that's what we did right here. And as you can see, it's the exact same template. It's just manipulated to fit whatever I need or whatever my audience and my brand requires of me. So as you can see, we have 3 different manipulations of the same template. In this case, we moved the text to the left and we resized it. Just for design's sake, I'm going to center this a bit more. So because I want to center both of them, I like the space that is there between them. I'm going to click on both and hit Shift to select them all. And now I'm dragging them down. If I wanted to group them so that they stay together forever, for as long as I want, just so that I don't lose this nice space that I have here, I could just group them. And so, for example, if I wanted to write more text here, just gonna scribble. As you can see, the space between these two do not change. So that's what grouping your items will do. They'll help you in that sense. So that is awesome. I think I do want to move on to one of the others, and let's see, let's scroll through. As we're scrolling through, just know that as I explained ahead of time, you can change the fonts, you can change the colors, you can change the alignment, you can change absolutely any and everything. This looks fun. So as you can see, I'm gonna try to find a neutral space to click so that the entire thing is highlighted as opposed to just one circle. What I'm going to do is, I think we've used all of our colors, so maybe I'll just go with the sage. I think I really like that color. So as you can see, I can change the transparency if I want it to be darker versus lighter. I don't remember what number it was on, but that doesn't matter to me at the moment. I'll leave it right here. Now I want this to be my cursive font, so I'm gonna go click on the font and change it to Moontime. I want it to be a bit bigger, maybe a bit bigger than that. Okay, that may be too big. Let's try 72. And what I'm gonna do is play around with the spacing. So the line height is the space between the lines. As you can see, it's quite large, so I'm going to decrease that. And then I'm going to widen up the space, and let's see if I could fit everything in there. Probably not, so I'm gonna have to make my font a tad bit smaller, or I could just erase some of this dummy text right here. Yes, so let's still make it a little bit smaller, just so it looks nicer on the eye. So there we go. If I wanted to change the font color, I'd be able to do that, make it a true black instead of this grayer black. And I'll change the font of this right here to Prada. And there we go. I'm gonna make a copy of this, and once again, I'm gonna show you that if you wanted to change the colors of the individual circles, you could totally do that. But if you wanted to change like a full line of circles, you would have to click on each one. So click on the first and then hit Shift. Okay, or not. Just kidding. So we're gonna click on each circle that we want to change the color of. And yes, that's not a brand color of mine, but it works in the sense because the colors are not fully seen. I've made it a bit transparent, so it works for me at this moment. So I'm just sporadically changing some of the colors of the circles. And it's really as easy as this. Doesn't get harder, I promise. So there you go. This is, let me show you the true original, actually, page 30. Oh, actually the pages aren't going to match because I added a few pages before. So it's page 11 here, but this is the original template that you received. And then this is what we changed it to. And then we went further and changed it to this one again. So there we go. It's the same really for all of the templates that you'll purchase. If you have any questions, please let me know. One other thing that I do want to show you in case you do not know is when you have a Canva account, they allow you to create a brand kit. Now, as you can see on your homepage of Canva, you'll see this left sidebar here. When you click on brand kit, it will take you to this page here. Now, you're able to upload your brand logo here by clicking this plus sign. You can add in your fonts. So as you can see, I have 3. I'm gonna change it just to show you. Prada. And as you can see, you do need the Pro account in order to utilize this. But as I tried to show you, you could just change the sizing, and it will show up on any new document that you create on Canva. And the same with the palette. You can add in your brand colors and then just keep adding as many brand colors as you have. You just go in and add them, and I'll show you where it'll pop up. So you see this area here, it'll have another set of colors above the actually no, but it'll be below the document colors, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. It'll be below the document colors and it'll say whatever you titled it as, probably say my brand colors. It'll say that here and it'll have your brand colors just readily available so that you don't have to continuously go back and forth with the copy and paste in order to um, customize your stuff. So as you can see in this case here, it changed the color already because we asked it to do so earlier on. Same in this area, change the color to the green or the sage. And you'll see that throughout. You see that here as well. Originally, it was not a green. I believe it was a pink color. And so because we hit that little button that said change all, it saves you so much time. Same here. You can see the same down here as well. You can see it here in this circle area. You see it here. And you even see it here. So this even came out really nice. I like this, even though it has some gray and some black. I really love how my brand colors are seen here. I'll show you what the original looked like. Yes, so see, this is the original. The original has, you know, the different shades of pink, the gray and the black. And then my new one has the different shades of the sage and the mint color. I'm gonna make it completely mine by changing the fonts. And so you see, it fits my brand perfectly. I didn't have to do much. This is the original, and this is the one that I just changed up. So isn't that amazing? I absolutely love it. It's so simple. Now you have a photo background in this case, which we spoke about earlier. Let me quickly change the font just so we can stay on brand. Now, when you drag in your photos, as we did earlier, I'm not gonna do it again, but when you drag in your photos, you can crop them. So if there's a certain section that you wanna see more of, you literally drag the sides and you can move it around up and down, side to side. Just gonna key in on this area right here. And it changes that for you. So that's another option there for you. If you need it, you probably will. So that's pretty much it. Um, if you have any other questions, ooh, I love this one too. As you can see, it changed the colors for me because we did it ahead of time at the beginning. The same with this right here. Changed the colors for me, and this is absolutely beautiful. This is so beautiful. I think I tried to show you earlier that if you click on multiple circles, you can change the colors of them. So let me show you that right now. It didn't work on the other one because it was already a group, but as you can see, this here is not a group. So I literally have to change each one individually, or as I'm about to show you, I can change them as a group. So let me change my fonts quickly. I'm gonna fix that up. Undo. That will be your favorite button, by the way, the undo button there. I'm gonna center the text. And I'm looking for that purple line. Oh, I just missed it. There we go. All right, I'm gonna change this as well. And then finally change this. And then I'm going to make a copy of it. So there we go. This is my copy. This is the original or semi-original. And then this is my copy. Now, if I want to change the color of multiple circles, I'm going to click on it, hit Shift. Why is it not working? Okay, that's weird. Okay, click on this, shift. That's interesting. And so now I have selected them all, at least in this line that I want to change. I could do that, continue that here if I wanted to. Oh, I moved that slightly. That was an accident. Oh well. And continue clicking all the sage ones, or whichever ones I wanted to click on. Let's just say I wanted to make them the original pink color. This is how I would do it. So it's very easy to do. I know it took a couple of clicks just to get in the groove of it. But once you get those clicks done and you hit shift and click on as many as you want to, you can literally hit the color box and it will allow you to change all of those colors at once. So you don't necessarily have to go in and hit, hey, this one I want it to be pink, and then now I want this next one to be pink. Sorry, I think my system is slowing down. I think that's what the issue was earlier on. My system is slowing down a bit. I do have quite a number of tabs open. That's just how I live my life right now. So same here, continue clicking on them and change the color. All right, so this was the original or semi-original. The true original is right here. So this was a true original that you purchased. This is what we changed it to initially. As you can see, the green looks amazing. Green is actually one of my favorite colors. It looks amazing here. And then if we wanted to change it up a bit, as I showed you, you can do that here. So that is it for this tutorial or this guide. Feel free to show me how you guys have changed it up. I would absolutely love to see it. I would love to see how it's working for your brand. If you have any suggestions on new templates that you would like for me to add to the library, feel free to let me know. All right, so enjoy your designing and I'll catch you guys later.